Former DEI hire Vice President Kamala Harris is doing something that we all have been clamoring for, writing a book. The day after she announced that she's not going to be seeking the governorship of California, which, holy cow, thank God, is a show that's based in California, she decided to come out with her new book, 107 Days, chronicling the campaign that was doomed from the start because Kamala Harris was the one leading the charge. Let's bring our panel back. Bobby Sauce, Haley McAnally. Guys, I actually got a hold of an exclusive excerpt from the book that I made up. Let me read it to you right now. Kamala Harris's book about Kamala Harris is a book about Kamala Harris as it relates to the context of the history that is not the moment, specifically now, that we exist in this moment, but in all moments that pertains to the idea of the moment in history like such it has always been. Bobby, your thoughts?
My thoughts are that's a beautiful passage. I saw that this book is like over 300 something pages, which is just absolutely perfect. Totally great. But I actually think it's funny. She's making cringy TikToks about the book. And in the TikTok video that she posted today, she did one of those things where you like face the other way and pretend it's someone behind you is saying it. And in the thing, she says, she's like, I bet you all thought I've been sitting on the beach drinking margaritas for the last year, but I've been writing a book. And it's like, why would you go to the thing that you definitely were doing as your first thing? You know what I mean? Like, and she probably wasn't on the beach. She was probably at the house. So I don't know. It's going to be garbage.
Haley, producer Glenn texted earlier and said, can you imagine being the ghostwriter on this book and having to come up with the word salad phenomenon to last however 300 pages? What? I don't know. Who's going to read this thing?
You know, let me tell you, there is also a book called 127 Hours about a guy chewing his arm off to get out of the side of the mountain. That is something I would rather do than read this book of 107 pages, to be honest with you. I can name about 100 things I would rather do than write this book. So I just hope, again, if whoever it was not paid enough to do it. And I think they need compensation for therapy for sure.
I just want to do this to get it on the record. I'm curious if we're playing a sort of a gambling game. Bobby, over under on her growing up in a middle class neighborhood at 5. You think 5 over under more or less of growing up in a middle class neighborhood?
What do you mean, like in the book?
In the book.
I bet the first chapter is called "I Grew Up in a Middle Class Family." It's got to be.
And Haley, yes or no, the book includes the phrase unburdened by what has been.
Oh, the number one word, I would imagine. ChatGPT couldn't even clock that. I think they probably used it so many times.
Yeah, I'm actually excited to read this book, not because I think I'll find anything interesting in it, but because clearly we'll bring it on the show to mock it endlessly.